Alright, what is up guys? Action Figure Addict 112 here, and we are going to be taking a look at the Bandai SH Figuarts Captain Marvel from Avengers Endgame. So yeah, this is, this figure as well as the Scarlet Witch, that was released at around the same time. We're both Tamashii Web exclusives, and A&A and I have already given our thoughts on the whole Tamashii Web exclusive thing that Bandai has been intent on doing with the Marvel figures, and I'm not feeling it. So, yeah. And even though I have my issues with Endgame, with the movie, this suit for Captain Marvel, I really like this suit. I dug the costume design that they did for the solo Captain Marvel movie, even though that movie was, I didn't like it. I didn't like the movie, but I liked the character design. And I've always been a fan of Captain Marvel, always thought she was dope. And even the other, Captain Marvels as well, with Monica Rambeau and Marvel. So, yeah. So you're probably wondering, 112, how in the hell did you get your hands on this figure? Because the prices on eBay are just insane, and this figure was a Tamashii Web exclusive, and the pre-orders were limited, and it was a first come first serve, and after that they pretty much stopped making her. So how did you get your hands on her? Well, I'll tell you. I did not go the scalper way, because I refuse to support scalpers. So, luckily, I did get help finding her. So, thank you very much to Hot Cheeto Fingers, as well as Nate Simmons from Nate's Toys and Collectibles on Facebook. Cheetos let me know that Nate was having a New Year flash sale on his store page, and I saw that he had this Endgame Captain Marvel, and so I hit him up, asked if she was still available. He said yes, and after some negotiating, him and I agreed on a price that we were both satisfied with. And so, yeah, when he sent me the tracking and it updated, it said it was supposed to be here on Monday, so I thought she was going to come on Monday, but luckily she came today. So the same day that I got my new tripod is the same day that she came, so this is going to be the first video on my channel for the new year. So yeah, I can't wait to review this figure. So we'll take a look at the box real quick. So I like this box. It says Avengers Endgame. It has the kanji at the bottom. You have your Tamashii Nations, your Bandai, the Tamashii Nations quality sticker, and the Disney sticker on top. So this is an official figure, and there are no bootlegs of this figure that I know of, because I did check. The only version of Captain Marvel that there's a bootleg of is the first Captain Marvel figure that they did. That's the only one that I've seen that's had bootlegs made of her. And then, if you look on the back, it's got the Bandai Namco Asia LTD sticker, so you also know that this is real. And then on the back, you have some product shots, her with her effect pieces, her standing there, and then her in her flight pose. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. But, oh, and then on the bottom, there's a Bandai sticker, so I guess that's another way of knowing that this is the real figure, so, yeah. So now that I've gotten that out of the way, we're going to take a look at her paint, her sculpt, accessories, articulation, and then my final thoughts. So with that being said, let's get into this review. Okay, so we are going to be taking a look at Captain Marvel's paint and sculpt now. So real quick, I'm going to cover the paint. As you can see, I've already taken off the plastic little wrapping that's on the figure whenever you take it out. This is it right here. It sat underneath the belt here so that the belt wasn't rubbing up against that and causing paint rub, so I appreciate that. Thank you, Bandai. So yeah, the paint on this figure is just fucking gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. It's very vibrant, and I love it. Because that was one of the main things when I saw this suit. I was like, holy shit, like this is dope, man. Like this suit is just dope. Like at some point I need either an import version or a domestic version of this fucking armor in my collection. And yeah, it's just beautiful. I mean, the gold, the metallic gold on there, not only on the symbol of the chest, but these little bits of accents of this metallic gold throughout, like on the sash here, on the gauntlets, on the wrist gauntlets here, on the gloves, on the shoulder pauldrons, on her leg, or I guess her ankle armor here is just really nice. And you have these beautiful lines of just red, this metallic red. Then you have the blue right there, and then some areas of black. I'm just like, this looks really fucking nice. Like, you know, the first movie costume, I really liked it, but it was like, this one is just like, holy fuck, man, it's just so fucking nice. It's so nice. So nice. So yeah, this is just beautiful. Just absolutely beautiful. I'll let you look at that. So yeah, it's beautiful and it stands out and I love it. So I do apologize if you keep seeing this. I'm going to be using a paintbrush here as my pointer because I don't know where my pointer went. So yeah, I'm going to just be using this. So yeah, the paint on this is just absolutely beautiful. Now the sculpt is something else. The sculpt is also beautiful, but the way that Bandai sculpted this figure is so unique because I don't think I've ever seen it done on well, actually, you know what? I have seen it done. It's been done on the Mafex Justice League Superman, but I think that's the only SH Figuarts figure that I own that's got that kind of sculpting. But what I mean is that, well, hang on, I was gonna compare to the first movie one. So as you can see here, well, here, I don't know if you can hear that. That's a texture that's sculpted on the figure. So all this metallic red has that, and then if you like the figure right, you'll see there's some little line cuts in here to show you that she's wearing the suit and that there are some lines sculpted in there so that it's not, oh, didn't mean to do that, sorry, that it's not just a single suit, but that she's actually wearing it. So in some areas there's going to be wrinkles, so I really like that a lot. And then again, like the fact that all of this here is what's the word? Like it's basically sculpted or popped up, sculpted, popped out, sculpted. What's it called? Embossed. So, yeah, like the fact that all of this is just sculpted, you know, to be embossed to stand out from the rest of everything else that's going on here is really nice. It's just a really nicely done figure. And then when you get up to the face sculpt, I mean, that's Brie Larson. Like that's Brie Larson. And it's like, I know I've seen a few people that have reviewed the first Captain Marvel, the previous one before this Endgame one, the one just from the Solo movie, and said that it didn't really look like her, but when I've seen reviews of it, because I did order that one too, I just haven't gotten it yet. Amazon Japan didn't give me a delivery date on it. But yeah, this one looks exactly like Brie Larson. And I think it's kind of cool that when the movie came out, I called this I called her Captain K-pop because she had the K-pop haircut. But it's kind of reminiscent of, you know, what Carol Danvers was rocking when she was Captain Marvel. She had this short cut. So, you know, it's kind of dope that they did that. Actually, let me grab the, I do have one of the head sculpts here. I'll grab that real quick. Actually, I'll grab both of them that they did. And just show you, like, how, like, bub kiss, like, straight bub kiss the, sculpts were. Okay, so this is Bandai's sculpt here. And then this is the Marvel Legends sculpt. So this one was from the bomber jacket one, like your hair is supposed to be whooshed back. That doesn't look like that. You know what? Like that. This does not look like this. And then this right here is from the single release Captain Marvel, but then this also came with the Star Force one, the Target exclusive. So, I mean, this one kind of looks like her. But, like, this one's got the better likeness, you know what I mean? So, it's really weird with Bandai, like, sometimes we'll get likenesses off, but sometimes we'll get them on point. Like the Freddie Mercury they did was on point. The Michael Jackson Smooth Criminal that they did was on point. But, like, some of the other figures, like, well, even all the Star Wars figures, like, all look like they're supposed to look like, but it's like with some of the Marvel figures, they kind of miss the point on some of them. Where it's like, hold on, this is supposed to be who? Like with Chris Evans, like, they still have yet to get his likeness right. I'm just like, what the fuck? So, but, like, they nailed her likeness, so that's the main point I want to come across here saying, is that they got her likeness right, so that's a good thing. But real quick, before we take a look at her accessories, I want to just go ahead and show you a side-by-side comparison between her first costume and her most recent costume. So yeah, that is what we're looking at here. So as you can see, the colors are more, I mean, they're kind of vibrant here, but, like, the blue that they used here is kind of, you know, drab compared to this. Like, this is more, well, I would say the blue is more vibrant here, but, you know, you also have the red here, but this red is like, it stands out. Like, this costume pops, and this one, it kind of pops, you know, a little bit. And yeah, I did go ahead and make her the sash, because I was like, yo, what the fuck is going on with this figure? When I picked up the regular one and this one, I was like, why doesn't she have her fucking sash? Like, Captain Marvel's always had a sash. Like, Carol Danvers has always had a sash. Like, even when she was Miss Marvel, she had the sash. Like, it was a gold sash, but it was still a sash. So why did you not give her the sash here, but you gave her the sash here? Like in Endgame. It's like, it doesn't make any sense. So yeah, I don't understand it. But, you know, here, this likeness, it looks good here, you know, when she's got her helmet on and stuff. Which is something I didn't understand with this one, you know, with the Endgame one. Like, you didn't give her the helmet. Like, in the first movie, you gave her the helmet, but you didn't give her the helmet here. It doesn't make any sense. Like, Carol Danvers, again, like, every single version of Captain Marvel, except for Kamala Khan, has had the helmet. Like, Marvel, well, he didn't really have a helmet, but he had a mask. So, he technically had something that represented him as Captain Marvel. And, like, here, she has the helmet, but, like, here she doesn't. And the Figuarts Captain Marvel that's of this costume has it, and then the Mezco version of this costume has it. So I don't understand, like, what's going on here. But anyway. Let's go ahead and take a look at her accessories. Okay, so we're going to take a look at her accessories. So this Endgame Captain Marvel comes with 2 of these effects here that are for her legs, these 2 effects here that are for her wrist. I'm pretty sure these are for her wrist. They're for her wrist or her arms. And then you also have these effects here, which are for her fists, her hands. So these would be like your punching effects. And then she also comes with 2 sets of hands. She comes with a set where they're splayed out like this, or what I would call jazz hands. And then she comes with a set of these right here, which are basically flight hands, and they're really nicely painted. So there's that. But here's my issue, right? So we get some really nice effects and a couple of hands, but I think this figure was $60 when it came out. It might have been like 65, maybe 70, and then you pay like what, like 12, 15 bucks for shipping. So you'd be paying like 70, 80 bucks for this figure, and this is all we get. I paid 75, so not too bad, but still. What? What the fuck? This is not, this is nothing. Yeah, like this shit right here is barely anything. So yeah, I'm a little pissed about this, because it's like, this is barely, you know, scratching the surface. And it's like, we've had releases like the SH Figuarts Chun-Li, we've had releases like the Injustice Harley, hell, even Bulma from Dragon Ball came with more shit than that. And it's not, with me, I'm not a collector where I'm like, yeah, more shit in the box means that I'm gonna buy it immediately. Like, no, that's not the case. But when you have a character like Captain Marvel, where her main power comes from the sun, where she's able to use radiation from the sun as her main power. So when she's basically shooting basically energy from the sun out of her fucking hands. Yeah, I want more effect pieces. So, you know, because she's such a powerful character, why is it that I only get this? And then the same thing with hands, you know what I mean? It's like, I wish that we got more hands. You know what I mean? Because it's like, Chun-Li came with, Jesus, what did she come with? Like 6 sets of hands? She came with a pair of fish, she came with a pair of chopping hands, a pair of jazz hands, and then I think a pair of gesturing hands. So I think she came with like 4 or 5 sets of hands, actually. I think maybe 4. Or maybe it was like 3 or 4 extra hands. I can't really remember off the top of my head, but I know she came with a lot of hands. And then if you go look at other companies like Revoltech, the Revoltech Deku came with a shitload of hands. All Might came with a shitload of hands. So it's like there's no excuse as to why we're getting less and less, but we're charging more and more. Like, that doesn't make any sense. So yeah, I don't understand why the accessories are so small when you have, you know, a box to work with and you barely give us anything. So it's like, I don't understand it. I really don't. With Bandai, sometimes I don't understand it, but yeah, that's pretty much what you get with her accessories. So whenever I do my final thoughts, I'll make sure to put pictures in there so you can see some of these effects in action. But yeah, that's pretty much it for accessories. So let's talk about her articulation now. Okay, so we're gonna get into the accessory part, or I'm sorry, the articulation part of this review. So with that being said, let's get into this. So in terms of her articulation, she has a double ball in the neck. So in terms of looking up, she can look up this much. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, she can look up this much. She can look down this much. So she can look down all the way. And then let me just make sure that that's as far as she, yeah. So she can look side to side there. And yeah, she can look to the left, to the right. And yeah, she's got quite a bit of sass on her neck there. So in terms of her arms, she can rotate 360. She can move her arms up all the way this much. She can move them down all the way to her sides, which I love. She has butterfly joints. She can move her arm forward this much, all the way back this much. She has a 90-degree bend in the arm. You have an anatomically correct swivel here and her arm here. And then her wrist, of course she has the Figuarts ball joint, so you get the hinge here, and then if you decide to turn the hinge, you can get it to go side to side. So as you can see there, side to side. And then of course you get the wrist swivel here. So there's that. In terms of her diaphragm movement, she has a double ball. So she can look, she can crouch forward this much. She can crouch back this much. And then of course, you can get her bent up in different poses and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. In terms of her leg movement, she can kick up this much. She can kick back this much. She can do the splits. Not sure why she needs to do the splits, but she totally can do the splits. She has a thigh swivel that's hidden in there. She has double jointed knees right there, and she has movement. Well, no real swivel here, but it's a ball joint, so technically you can move the joint here and here. Hang on one second. Okay, so she has movement. Well, she has a ball joint here, it looks like. Same thing up here in her wrist, but I think because of the way that they sculpted the sides here of her ankle armor there, or I guess this would be her calf armor, she can't quite move side to side, so there's no real ankle rocker, but she can move her foot back that much, she can move it forward this much, and she has a toe hinge, but it's a little stuck. I think it was just some paint was stuck there, so she can move that up right there. So that is pretty much all of the movement on Captain Marvel. So yeah, with that being said, we will get into her final thought, or her final thoughts. We'll get into my final thoughts on the figure and let you know what I feel about her. So I'm gonna get her set up here, and well, you know what, real quick, before I go ahead and do that, let me go ahead and do a size comparison between some different figures. So here is her next to the Marvel Legends Ant-Man and the Wasp. So her and Hope seem to scale really well. Here she is next to the Star Wars Black Series armor. Not sure why they would need to exist in the same thing, but I mean, it's your figure, you can do whatever you want. Let's see here she is next to the Mafex Gwenpool, which I love this figure so much. So yeah, she's kind of a little... There we go. So yeah, you can see her next to Gwen right there. Here she is next to the Rebel Tech. As Gwen almost falls off of the shelf, that could have been very badly. Right, so here she is next to the Rebel Tech amazing Yamaguchi Harley Quinn. So there you go. Actually, let me fix her neck here because it's not really. There we go. So yeah, there she is next to the Rebel Tech amazing Yamaguchi Harley Quinn. And I'll do one more figure. Let me get her, well, actually let me do two. Let me do her next to a SH Figuarts, and then let me do her next to a Figma figure. So I'm gonna compare her to, let me grab her real quick. Alright. So here she is next to the SH Figuarts quote-unquote Street Fighter V Chun-Li. So here she is next to Chunners. She looks fucking dope. And then here she is next to the Figma Overwatch Diva, which I did review last year, so you can go check that out. Yeah, that is pretty much that. So yeah, that is my size comparisons, and yeah, with that being said, we will go ahead and I'll give you my final thoughts on this figure. Okay, so for my final thoughts on the SH Figuarts Endgame Captain Marvel is this. I think she's a very solid figure, But I think what hurts this figure is the lack of accessories, because since this again is a Tamashii Web exclusive, why is it that she doesn't get that many accessories as, say, a regular release figure? Because if you're saying that these effect pieces and these two sets of hands are worth throwing, the Tamashii Web exclusive logo on, and then having, the Tamashii Web store sell this for whatever the price was that they were selling it for, and then you had other sellers like BBTS charging $140 fucking dollars for this. Yeah, no. This is not worth $140. This is not worth over $60. Like, this should have been just a regular fucking release figure, if that is what this is supposed to be. Like, there's nothing really special about this figure except the fact that it's the Endgame version of Captain Marvel with the cool ass costume. Like, that's it. So, why didn't we get more effect pieces? Why didn't we get an extra head? Like, why is she, why didn't we get a yelling face or like a screaming face or something? You know what I mean? Because the only other time we saw Captain Marvel was during that fight, the end fight of Endgame, when she came down, took out that gigantic fucking spaceship, like literally punched a hole through it and it exploded, and almost kicked Thanos' ass, but then he used one of the Infinity Stones on her. But yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it's just dumb that, no yelling face, no something. It's pretty much, this is all you get. So I'm slightly pissed about that Bandai had the audacity to charge, whatever they did for this and slap the fucking Tamashii Web exclusive on this, because technically this should have been a regular release figure. But if they want to continue to keep doing these Tamashii, quote-unquote Tamashii Web exclusives, they need to start showing that these figures are worth that Tamashii Web exclusive thing, you know what I mean? Because you had Kamen Rider Shin, I think is his name. He was a Tamashii Web exclusive, and he came with multiple sets of hands. And he's one of my favorite Kamen Riders. He was the one that got me interested in Kamen Rider. And then you also had Danger Zombie from Kamen Rider X-Aid, and he came with multiple hands and came with the bow from which is one of the weapons that one of the Geshing weapons that one of the riders uses in there. And so he has that because that was one of the things you saw in the show, is that he basically took this rider's Geshing belt and took the little what's it called, the cartridge that slots into the belt so that they can do their transformation. He basically stole that and stole his weapon so that whenever he used it against X-Aid and the other riders, he basically used that. So I was like, holy fuck, that's kind of cool. But she didn't come with the nano gauntlet. She didn't come with an extra head, didn't come with a helmet look, it didn't come with a smirk, nothing. You just get this face, 2 extra hands, and the energy effects. So that's it. So I'm kind of a little pissed about that, you know what I mean? But everything else though about the figure itself is really nice. The paint and the sculpt is really nice. It's beautiful. It's a very unique design that was captured perfectly with this figure. And likeness to Brie Larson is dope. It looks just like her. And yeah, she seems to scale really well next to other like Figuarts figures and um, Figma figures and just other heroes in general. I think she'll look really nice next to. Um, but yeah, that is pretty much gonna do it for me on this review. And yeah, I'm kind of curious if Bandai will release this figure again, but give her more accessories, because at that point I'll be really pissed. And you'll hear a fucking rant on one of our recordings that we do. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it for me on this review. But real quick, before I end this, thank you again very much to all the new subscribers that subscribed to me last year. I appreciate the support. Thank you again very much. I know I'm a smaller channel and not a lot of people feel the shit that I'm saying, but I speak the truth. I call out figures when they're shit, and I praise figures when they're well done figures. But yeah, and I know I didn't really do a lot of reviews last year, especially towards the end of last year. I was feeling like a creative burnout in some with Figureville, I'm sorry. But I felt a creative burnout when like the end of the year into this year. And then on top of that, depression and anxiety decided to creep up on me and hit me with a Mike Tyson left hook out of nowhere. And like the past few days, I just didn't feel like doing anything. Like I want to say it was last week is when it hit me. So yeah, I didn't feel like doing anything. And I'm kind of glad I'm out of that rut for right now. But yeah, now I can get back to like actually sitting down and reviewing fucking figures. So, and plus now I have a new tripod as well, which I'm very proud of. I really like this new tripod. But anyway, yeah, now I can focus on reviewing figures I didn't get a chance to review last year. Like the Revoltech Harley, the Revoltech All Might, the Figma Uraka, the Figma Tracer, which I still need to review that figure. I need to re-review Reaper. I need to review Widowmaker. I need to sit down and talk about the 5 Rangers from the Lightning Collection, because I did finish all 5 now. I was able to get Billy and Trini. And talk about the Spartan Collection cat, too, which I have. I finally found one that didn't fucking fall apart on me when I took her out of the box. So that is a big plus. I'm very happy about that. But yeah. And then of course Company 76 stuff as well. So and then there was also this guy here that I forgot to mention, but I'll mention real quick. The Leonard 7-inch Predator, the City Hunter Predator, which I need to review because I need to get the word out on this, because this dude is fucking dope and has me questioning the way that NECA does their shit again. I mean, it wasn't a question of whether or not they know how to do things, because clearly they don't, because I mean, look at the way they've been distributing the Turtles and some of these like NYCC exclusives as well. It's just like, yeah, it's no good. So yeah, I need to talk about this dude because he's dope. But yeah, anyway, that's pretty much it for me. Thank you very much for watching again and supporting the channel. I appreciate it. We'll see what this new year brings, and Action Figure Addict 112 out.